What's up, guys? Nolan here again today, and today I'm going to be showing off the Italian military mod inside Arma 3, so let's go ahead and check it out. Alright, so like I said, I got the Italian military mod, otherwise known as the Pedagne mod. I'm sure I'm butchering that, but I'm just going to say the pad mod from now on, or just the Italian military mod. Just so I don't get too mumbly jumbly with my words here, but I set up a bit of a showcase here for you guys to show off what they've got, and this is easily less than half, maybe even a third of everything that they have. All these helicopters, they've got all these different variants with different camos, and same thing with the trucks. They got different variants with the different camos, but I made sure to put down the coolest ones for you guys to check out. And then also we've got a AC-130 over here that can do airdrops, so if you want to check that out, go ahead and just go back to the end of the video here, because I'll show off that at the end of the video, since I'm gonna have to like fly it and shit. But we've got some pretty cool units here and some pretty cool vehicles for sure. When it comes to the actual textures on the weapons, they're definitely in the Mac category. They could be a lot better, to the point where I'm not even going to show them off, because if you guys wanted, if you guys just want weapons, this is or camos even, this is definitely not the mod that you're looking for. But if you want some pretty okay looking enemies, then this is probably an okay one. And then also if you want some very good looking vehicles, this is definitely one that you want to pick up, especially when it comes to the Special Forces vehicles over here. They have a very good variety and a very good looking amount of Special Forces vehicles. But anyway, we'll start with the armored vehicles, because those are the kind of cooler ones. But we got some amphibious stuff here with the AAVs. At the moment, none of them actually work in the water, but it's a work in progress. But they do look very good. And then they've also got the Gator down here, which I've actually never seen before. It's just a small AAV tracked amphibious vehicle. It's pretty cool looking. Another thing on the inside of these vehicles, they're actually textured pretty well. They're not the best, but they did a pretty okay job. They actually look pretty good on the inside. So for those of you that do the first person only kind of stuff, that you're not just going to be sitting there looking at like a white texture of an inside of a tank or whatever. It actually looks pretty good on the inside, and they're all textured on the inside, and they're actually relevant too, because you can see this one's got the it's almost like a Pivad kind of M113 over here with the 20mm cannons, and then even some stingers up top. And you've got like these computer systems, you got these AA and radar systems on the inside, so they're actually relevant textures too, which is kind of cool. We got some other M113 variants here. Some of them are a little bit more armored than the other ones, and then we've got some a variety. I think there's only M2 50 cals on top of most of these. All right, so we got the sun out here. I'm just gonna go ahead and drop this. I wanted to make it look cool for you guys, so I put up a bunch of like barricades and like hangers and stuff, but it's starting to work against me here a little bit, especially with this shed here. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete that shed. Yeah, so this is what they call the battlefield version, where it's got the boxes and the stuff on the side of them. They look all right, but when it comes to these striker looking vehicles, my favorite is easily the Centurio right here. This is nasty. This thing looks awesome on the inside as well, and it's got that nasty 105 on it. It's really cool looking. So if you want to do like some kind of armored push, or if you want to do some kind of like special forces with this mod, which would probably what I would use this for, because this special forces vehicles are dope on this one. I'll get that a little bit later. You can have this in the background, and it has kind of a quick mobile gun carriage kind of thing. Definitely cool looking for sure. Moving on to the trucks now. These are the Special Forces ones. These are the really good looking ones. They have like the dirty kind of textures on them, like they've been in the mud all day, and then some of them are more armored than others, and then some of them have the up armored turrets as well for the gunner up top. Also a bunch of different textures here. We've got one, I think this one's for the Air Force, this one's for the Navy, and this one's for the Army. Different kind of look up here. They got their crow system up here, where this is kind of a UAV station where you don't actually have to be up in the gun in order to shoot. And then over here we got the Mark 19 on this one, and then we got the tow launcher on this one, and then we got the M2 over here. This is the other SF one over here, where it's got no windows at all, but it's got guns everywhere. 50 cal up top, MG3 up front, MG3 out back. I thought they had one on the side, but maybe I'm thinking of a different truck. All right, damn, this isn't even it. This mod's got so many fucking vehicles, I can't even keep track. There's just vehicles everywhere. But anyway, we got our more lightly armored trucks over here. Also pretty good looking on the inside. We've got the MG3 up top over on that one. Kind of look like Land Rovers. I bet there's some kind of variant of a Land Rover there. Over here we've got a little bit more up armored vehicles. Also with the trucks, with the logistics and repair on this one. They do look good by themselves, even though they're just repair trucks. Kind of good to have in the background. Same thing over here. We've got the fuel truck over here. These are the more up armored ones. I think they call these the blindos, where they have a little bit more armor. They've got the 50 cal Crows systems up top, and then we got the TOW over here. We got the 50 cal over here, and then MG3, and then another 50 cal. These two over here are less armored than these over here, and they are designated inside the actual font of the units, or the actual titles of the unit. When you put them down, you'll know which ones are more armored than the others. Also, some of them come with slat armor on the side, and then speaking of textures on the side, they actually come with some cool looking like bags and stuff. Also textured pretty well on the inside, so you're not looking at just a blank wall or whatever when you're, for those of you guys that do the first person only. Definitely cool looking vehicles for sure for this mod. Now moving on to the air power, we've got our AC-130s over here, and then we've got two different fighters, or just planes in general. We got the Eurofighter, which I'm sure that some of you guys were a little bit disappointed that Spain didn't have the Eurofighters. Well, this mod does. And then we also have the Harrier down there, which we're going to check out in a little bit. But there's three variants of each. There's an ASF, which is the cap version, where it's just got the AA missiles like AMRAAMs and Stingers and whatnot. Or not, sorry, not Stingers, Sidewinders. And then there's a CAS version with ATGMs, and then there's a GBU version with just loaded out with GBUs. So we'll check that out over here with the Harriers. These Harriers are pretty cool. They're decked out in black. This one's got the Mavericks, so those are the ATGMs, and then over here is the GBU variant with the GBU, probably 12s. I can't tell. But anyway, we got our up-armored, well, even more up-armored over here. We're talking about maximum armor with these tanks over here, the Ariete. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong once again. But we got our main battle tanks over here. Some of them have more armor than the others. This is the up-armored one as well. This one's less armored, so you can kind of tell it's kind of more sleek on the sides here. And then these have a little bit of chubbiness on the sides. They have the extra armor, the reactive armor on the sides. And then also a ton of machine guns up top, as well as the coax around here. And then we also got a Leopard 1A5. I thought that was cool that they added the 1A5 in here. I don't even think the German army has the 1A5, which is coming up soon here for sure. I definitely got to do that mod, as well as the British mod, because a lot of these nation mods are just really, really cool. But yeah, those are the tanks and the planes. Well, we got some more planes back there. Those are actually the smaller AC-130s. I believe these are called the Spartans. On the inside here, these look really nice, but they don't actually work that well. Like, you can't actually put the ramp down, at least as far as I could tell, or maybe I'm just an idiot. Could be the ladder on that one, but I couldn't get the ramp to go down on that one. Anyway, we got some more helicopters over here. Like I said earlier, these Hueys are really cool. They've got a million different kinds of Hueys on here. Some of them even have ACM missiles or ASM missiles, or anti-ship missiles. Those are really cool, and then we got a ton of different variety of different kind of SF Hueys and whatnot. Some of them are the 2-rotor, and then a lot of them are the 4-rotor. But we got our rockets on this one with the FR, and then we've got these are our attack helicopters here, almost looking like an Apache over here. I actually forget the name of these, so I got to look that up. Mangustas. They're the Mangustas over here. With a ground attack and then also a ground suppression as well. Oh, hold on. Let me look that up again. We've got a GA, which is ground attack, AT, which is anti-tank, and then we have the AA version. And the reason why I had difficulty with that is because even the AA version has like ATGMs on it, including Iglas. So they kind of did like a multi-roll for each of these, even though this one is the most likely the ground attack with the ATGMs and the rockets, and obviously all of them have the big cannon up front. And then we've got, I think this one is the AT, where it's got the heavier rockets, it's got heavier ATGMs, and then obviously the gun up front. And then this is the AA version, where it's got the Igla or Stinger pods on the side, rockets, and the gun up top. So these are some pretty cool looking attack helicopters over here, for sure. Next up, we got these little birds over here with your basic variant with the rockets and the miniguns. And then this one's the transport with the benches on the sides. Pretty cool looking there. Next up, we got the Chinook. And we also got these Pumas. I believe they're called Pumas. Where I keep messing up on these fucking names because I don't really know this military that well. I think these are Puma variants, but they call them NH90s and yeah, these are NH90s. I think these are like the French Puma versions. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know too much about this specific military or what they're equipped with, but I know obviously this is a Chinook, and I know that those were the little birds over there, and I know those are the Hueys. But for their own individual helicopters and their own specific units, when it comes to like their attack helicopters and their tanks and their trucks and stuff like that, I'm sorry I'm butchering the names. But anyway, on the inside, these are also textured very well. We have the Navy version here. There's also a variant of the 90s over here that come with anti-ship missiles that look pretty cool too, so they can make for some pretty cool variety in your missions. So that's the bigger one there, and then we got the smaller ones here with the MG3 on the side, less cargo because you just have less space. And then I thought I put a second one down here, but it's it's ridiculous the amount of variance for all the different kinds of things in this mod. But anyway, moving on. Last but not least, we've got this really cool AC-130 over here that can actually airdrop things that you put in the back. So welcome back for those of you guys that wanted to skip to the end to check out this AC-130, because this is definitely a really cool addition to this mod. So what you do, I already have the ramp down here, but what you want to do is you run up to the back and it'll say prepare to load vehicles as a little font on your scroll wheel here, and then you just click it and it'll roll out the back here. But I already had that back there just for some, I don't know, just to make it look cool, I guess. But anyway, so what you do is you go grab your truck. That one should be alright, so I'm going to get out here. And you go ahead and secure cargo. Wait until you find the font. You can, yep, there it is. Gotta move around a little bit so you can find it. There you go. This should do it. Yep, I did it. So it plays a little animation, like it locks it down, puts some barriers around it, make sure it stays in place while it's being transported. Alright, so what happened there is that those kind of trucks don't like it when, I guess you have to load those up first, but basically when you try out the mod for yourself, you're going to want to mess around with this a little bit for sure. And if you get stuck like I did, you have to jump back into Zeus and teleport yourself outside of the actual truck there. Make sure it's centered horizontally. It is. Gonna get out. Secure cargo. And there you go. So when you want to load those blindos, when you want to load those these guys over there, when you want to load the more armored vehicles, put them in first and they'll work. But when you're just loading trucks like this, which you probably will be doing most of the time, a lot of people like doing little SF, like Special Forces missions. You'll want to go with these more up-armored trucks here, more than the fully armored APCs. But anyway, we've got our two trucks on there, so we're going to go ahead and load the cargo. Just run up to the back of the plane, and you'll get that font on your scroll wheel, and it'll play the little animation to load them back into the back of the plane here. And it'll be all loaded up there. Let's go drop them. Alright, so I want to try and drop them over the airfield that I had set up over there, so I'm going to go ahead and hit it now since there's a little bit of a delay. It'll drop the ramp. Shoot it out. The second one's going to be a little bit farther delayed. You want to make sure you have lots of space whenever you drop these. And then the parachutes will automatically deploy. I think I got both of those on the airstrip there. Yep, there's that one. Anyway, that was the Italian military mod, and I hope you guys are going to go check it out for yourself, because there are a lot more helicopters and planes and trucks in this mod, but I just wanted to try and keep this video as quick as possible so that I could show off what I wanted to show off, and then have you guys go check it out for yourselves, just to see absolutely everything in the mod. But like I said, this is the Italian military mod. I'll leave a link in the description for you guys to go download it for yourself, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I also hope that you have a nice day. See you guys.